Hello everyone and welcome to my bar. My name is Ansel Birch, the Indecisionist, and I will be your dungeon barkeep today. Now, I am no expert mixologist. I don't even have a menu, but I am an adventurous drinker and an adventurous barkeep. I mean, after all, look at me. I'm in a cave. What do you say? Even though I don't have any formal cocktails to make for you, I do have a lot of booze and a set of gaming dice. So, I think we should let fate design a cocktail, and I'll tell you what, I'll drink it first, and if it's any good, I'll let you know, and you can try it on your own. How's that sound? Deal. All right, so let's go ahead and get that started. We're gonna make our first roll a D4, and that D4 is going to choose between 3 essential categories of ingredients. So that's a 4. So that means we're gonna put twice as much liquor into today's cocktail. Very exciting. But certainly not done. So let's go ahead and pick a garnish. That's a D6. All right, 3 on that is olives. So whatever we're making, it's gonna be olives and 2 kinds of liquor. Very, very exciting. So that's gonna be all that goes into this, which means we can jump straight to a D10 to choose that liquor. All right, we got a 3, so we're gonna put some whiskey in there, and then an 8, and the 8 is gonna give us coffee liqueur. All right, so whiskey, coffee liqueur, and olives. I don't know what that's gonna be like, but we'll find out together, I guess. But to prove to you that I'm not just a madman with dice and no sense of propriety, I have researched this. I've done a little bit of work, and I've been doing this show for over a year and a half at this point, so I'd like to think I've learned a few things. Let's go ahead over to the bar terms list and pick something for me to pop quiz myself on. All right, that's an 11. Neat. Well, today's cocktail is going to be neat, but it will not be served neat. Neat is anytime you pour liquor into a glass and leave that as it is. Frequently, it's not even ice. That would be on the rocks. So if we were just going to serve some whiskey in a glass and that's it, that would be whiskey neat, which is, weirdly enough, my preferred cocktail of choice, personally. So it's not technically a cocktail, it's just neat liquor. But that said, now that we've gone through some pop quiz here, the last thing to do is choose a name for this monstrosity. And in order to do that, we're going to head on over to the names chart and pick up the D20. These names were suggested by folks online, just like you, and you too can be a part of it. If you want to head over to indecisionist.com/dungeonbarkeep, there's a form linked there that you can use to add your suggestions to this ever-growing list. And every month, I pick 20 new ones off of there randomly to be a part of the list that goes on the show. So, once again, that's at indecisionist.com/dungeonbarkeep, and there is a link in the doobly-doo. But let's go ahead and roll that D20 and see what today's cocktail is called. Toll the Dead. Toll the Dead. That could be accurate based upon how this is going. I have, honest to goodness, no idea how this cocktail is going to come together. So, I guess. So let's head on over to the bar top cam and find out. All right, we're going to go ahead and use a mixing glass for today's cocktail so we can serve it in a coup. So we'll start with a few D6 of cold damage. We're going to go ahead and do an ounce of whiskey. This is corn whiskey from Kentucky. Look, I do American stuff sometimes. Then we're going to go ahead and use this coffee liqueur. It's been a while since I've stumped for this. I'm a big, big fan. Please sponsor me, Mr. Black Coffee Liqueur. And I'm going to go ahead and give this an ounce and a half because I really like it. So there's the label, Mr. Black Coffee Liqueur. So at this point, we're basically just proofing up this coffee liqueur with that corn whiskey. And that's it. We've got 2 kinds of liquor, and a few olives. So I'm going to go ahead and pour out some olive brine to finish this off. So we'll go ahead and do a half ounce of olive brine. Give that a stir. And I think it needs something to brighten it up. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a twist of lemon. So we're going to go ahead and put that in the glass to start with. So let's go ahead and get our zester in here. I'm going to try and do this over the glass so that I get some of the... I need to sharpen this thing. Some of the lemon oils into the glass. There's a reason these curl zesters fell out of favor. I'm guessing that's it. All right, so we've got 2 little lemon curls in there. Go ahead and strain the ice out. So here it is. Toll the dead. Will it make me wish I was dead? We'll find out. Okay. Okay. So, what we've done here is taken Mr. Black, which is a not too sweet coffee liqueur. It's a vodka-based coffee liqueur as opposed to a rum-based coffee liqueur that you may be accustomed to. And then we've added the bitterness of corn whiskey to it. And that has created a very, very bitter base. And we have not offset it with any kind of sweetness. The acidity, the brightness of a little bit of lemon oil has helped. It's gone a longer way than you might expect. And the olive brine, the saltiness of the olive brine is creating sort of a base oceaniness. But I don't think anybody's ever drank coffee and gone, you know what this needs to be is salty and more bitter. I don't think that's a real thing that people are saying out there. So let's see. What can I do to fix this? I think just a little bit of simple syrup is going to make a big difference here. So I'm going to go ahead and add a bar spoonful of simple syrup to this cocktail. Okay. Will it help? I don't know. Couldn't hurt. I've already deviated from what the dice told me, so let's make some more executive decisions. All right, 1 bar spoonful of simple syrup. Oh. Okay. I'm not going to go so far as to say this is good. That would be lying to you. But is it improved? Much. That is a huge difference. I think the lemoniness, weirdly enough, pops forward with that. And perhaps it's because I've got a little bit of that zest right up under my nose, so I'm smelling those oils. But I feel as though a little bit of juice perhaps got into this, or that oil is just pervasive enough that it's making itself known. So there's almost like a lemonade-y quality going to it. I think the big thing that I would do to change this, if I wanted to make it up on purpose again, I would take out the olives because they're not really doing much and the saltiness isn't improving anything. And basically what we have here is a Mr. Black with lemon, with some acidity to brighten it up. And honestly, that's not bad. I think there's some real potential there. If you do want to proof it up so it's a little bit more of a cocktail, Mr. Black being a liqueur is lower proof. I think you could go with a vodka or something, a flavor that's a little bit more subservient to the Mr. Black and isn't going to add quite so much unnecessary bitterness. But yeah, it's not good. It's not good. So where does this belong in an adventure? If I were going to put this into a fantasy world, or a sci-fi world, if I'm just going to put this into an RPG, where would I do that? This feels more like a sci-fi drink. This feels like a cyberpunk Blade Runner kind of thing. Maybe just because of the coffee. It feels like something that would happen to you in a spacey diner, or a cocktail lounge run by robots who don't taste things and therefore have no sense of what goes together. In the live taping, Quilting Dancer says, a beverage your enemy would make for you when they're monologuing. It's not a bad suggestion. If they're monologuing and not really paying attention, I could see this belonging in a story as something that somebody does because they grabbed the wrong bottle, or as evidence of their not having been paying attention. Maybe this is a warning that they might also have not been paying attention while making the potion you're about to drink, or something like that. I could see that happening. But as a Toll the Dead, I feel like I want it to be something that the character drinks and winces through, like that moment in the noir movie where you get, okay, hey Jerry, I'll take the usual. All right, Toll the Dead, and slides it across to you, and the gumshoes, wearing the fedora, and she looks up and makes eye contact with Jerry as she drinks this whole thing. Maybe it's like a whole cocktail in a tumbler, and she drinks the whole thing in one gulp, slams it down, makes a face. What's the news? Yeah, I feel like this is a good noir, space noir, even kind of cocktail, and it feels like it's the cocktail that belongs either in a cutscene like that one where you're like two people discussing, giving exposition, or if you want your whole adventuring party to experience it, maybe you've got like one character who needs a hero moment, and this is their introduction to the party, or this is their chance to demonstrate that they are hardened, or that they've seen a lot, or they've been through some stuff. This feels like a character-specific This feels like a character-specific introduction cocktail. And I think you have to let everybody else at the table try it, so that they understand that this character is purposefully drinking something unpleasant, either because they need to feel something, or because they associate it with something, or because they need the bitterness to wake them up for the adventure. Whatever it is, that feels like the moment that this cocktail exists in. But how about you? What adventure would you put the Toll the Dead into? Where would you put it in your adventure campaign? And would you ever consider drinking it in real life? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Like, comment, subscribe, all the things that YouTubers tell you to do. And until next time, drink adventurously. Oh.